probably my favorite part is Quinn, my hero, when he grovels. He does something that's
Mm.
not very good. I mean, he was one of my harder heroes because he didn't want to be in a romantic relationship at all, and he had a
Right.
good reason for it. And so, he didn't want what was happening, and something he didn't do something very well, like really bad, and he grovels, and that was probably my favorite series. I don't really want to tell you exactly what happens, so you have to read.
Right.
Scott Carpenter does my Ink series, the Montgomery
Mhm.
Ink series, and usually we find the guy who has tattoos, and as long as they're appropriate,
Yeah.
I'll write it into the book.
Cool.
Sometimes I don't want that, and so we find models who are already tattooed, and I write them into the book, and I put a backstory to it, or even I talk to the model and see what their backstory was. But
Mm.
like with, sorry, there's a cat. Okay, but like,
Cat alert.
but so with some of them, like with Tempting Boundaries that came out in December, the model didn't have tattoos, and I was very specific on what tattoos he needed to have for his backstory. So I
Cool.
have very talented cover artists who add them.
Yeah.
Probably Gina, the heroine.
Hmm.
She surprised me because when she showed up, it was in book two of the series. She was a toddler, I think, and she was just a side character that I wasn't planning on writing ever. And I even named her after a crit partner as a joke. And then
Oh, cool.
as the series continued on, she became a little more important. And then in this book, she surprised me with how strong she was because she goes through hell and has to sacrifice a lot for other people no matter what
Hmm.
I mean, she gives up everything. So,
Hmm.
and she doesn't really cry about it either. I'm a heavy plotter, so I usually go through and figure out who they are and then figure out the plot to see what would drive them or what would break them.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
but sometimes they completely surprise me. The book that I just wrote just finished edits on, Fierce Enchantment, which comes out in April. The I had no idea the characters were going to do what they did, and it actually changed the end of the book. Same with Wicked
Wow.
Wolf, actually. I changed the major plot of the book to what it is because how strong Gina is and how stubborn Quinn was.